to another exciting review of how to finish everything you start, right? And today we're going to be looking at the right way to set goals and to prioritize. Setting goals and prioritizing will help you to finish everything that you start if you know how to do this the right way. So the chapter that we're looking at is chapter 7 of this book, and it is titled Taking Control, Goal Setting and Prioritizing. You might have heard this before. Oh, set goals, prioritize, manage your time wisely or effectively, and things like that. But the question is, have you been setting goals right? Have you been prioritizing the right way? So what does it mean to actually set goals? It means to have in view the things that you want to achieve within a given period of time. According to the author, one of his favorite habits in the book titled Seven Habits of Highly Effective People is to begin with the end in mind. What is that thing that you want to achieve, right? What is that success that you dream of? If you have this in mind, it will help you to set goals. It will help you to prioritize. And when you have the end in mind, and according to the author, anything that you achieve in life is actually created twice. The first time you create something is when you have a mental picture of it. Probably you dream of it, you think of it, it crosses your mind. It is first created that way. And the second time something is created is when you now actually create it, when you bring it into physical existence. All right. So setting goals is also related to this, and it will help you to finish everything you start. Whether you set short-term goals, goals that can range from what you want to achieve within the next hour to what you want to achieve within the next 1 year. Those are your short-term goals. Anything beyond 1 year are referred to as long-term goals. And you can set personal goals like, oh, I want to get married in 3 months' time. I want to start having children in the next 1 year. Or your goals can be professional to say, oh, by this time or 2 years from now, I want to have my master's degree, or 4 years from now, I want to have my PhD, or 5 years from now, I see myself becoming the director of my company. Stuff like that. Once you have goals in place, goals help you to have a clearer vision of what you want to accomplish. This way, you put all your time and energy into this thing, because just like we have established since we started reviewing this book, distractions will always come along the way. There will be interruptions, things that you did not plan to do will surface. How do you deal with this? It is very easy to get carried away, to do so many things at the same time, and at the end of the day, you achieve nothing just because you don't have any goal in mind. But if you set goals, you can put all your time, your energy, your resources into achieving that thing, and it can help you to minimize distractions. This does not in any way mean that you are not going to be flexible, right? As human beings, we must learn to be flexible. Goals are there to guide us, but they shouldn't be rigid. If circumstances come along the way that require you to tweak things around, to make adjustments here and there, then you have to go for it. For example, if you planned that you're going to go for your master's degree, for example, because you are saying that, oh, you want to graduate in the next 2 years, have your master's degree so that you can get that promotion at work. But then you discover that one of your children needs a very big attention. You really, really need to give attention to this child because you don't want things to go haywire. Then that child becomes your priority at that point. So you may have to put that your goal in mind. You may have to fix another time to say, okay, I can't go for my master's this year, I'll go next year. So we should try and be flexible because the circumstances of life might come along the way. But nevertheless, goals help us to stay the course and to react with clarity and determination to challenges and opportunities, rather than faltering and wondering what to do in each situation. Even though you cannot achieve your goals immediately, you still have it at the back of your mind that this is what you want to achieve. So do you set short-term goals and long-term goals for yourself? This is December 2024. What are the goals that you set at the beginning of this year? This is the time to take stock. Yes. How many of them did you achieve? The ones that you achieved, how did you achieve them? What extra effort did you make? What strategies did you use? The ones that you did not achieve, what happened? Why did you not achieve them? Could it be due to procrastination? Or you felt that, oh, you still had time and then you put it aside? Or you had too many things to do? Or at the end of the day, you discovered that it was not important? Why did you not achieve your goal? Or was it money that stopped you from achieving that your goal? Probably that your goal has to require some money. This is a time to take stock. This is a time to really rethink it. And this is also a very good time to start planning and re-strategizing for 2025, so that by December 2025, you are not in the same shoes again to say, oh, I set my goals for this year, but I didn't meet them, right? So what are your short-term goals? What are the things you want to achieve between now and next December? Those are short-term goals. What are the goals you want to achieve between now and the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, and so on? One of the most popular ways to approach goal setting is to apply the acronym SMART. I'm sure you've heard this before, SMART. If you have this at the back of your mind, it may help you with your goal setting. S stands for specific, and this acronym, is according to Duncan Hutton in his article titled A Brief History of SMART Goals. So according to him, S stands for specific, M stands for measurable, A stands for assignable, R stands for realistic, and T stands for time related. So specific means that you are focusing on one key concern. There will be so many things fighting for your attention per time. But if your goal is specific, you know what to face at any given time. You are not going to be open-ended. You are not going to approach it from the perspective of, oh, whatever happens, let's see how it goes. All those open-ended statements. M stands for measurable. This means that there must be a way of measuring your success each time. Oh, excuse me. The weather is not helping at all. Right? There must be a way of measuring your success. And this will help you to know whether you're actually approaching your goal or maybe you are still far away from it. Right? You must be able to measure it to say, oh, I want to write a book. Okay, now I've written 2 pages. Okay. Or by next month, I should have written the introduction. You should be able to measure your success. Number 3, M stands for assignable. And this means that who is the right person to be doing this thing? You shouldn't be doing everything. If you can give it to somebody, you can delegate. Let somebody do it while you focus on other things. This will bring you closer to your goal. R stands for realistic. Is your goal realistic? You want to obtain your master's degree in the next 1 year. Is it realistic? Considering the fact that you're doing a 9-to-5 job, or you have children to take care of, your home is there, your business is there. Can you finish it in the next 1 year? Or is it going to put you under too much pressure? So set goals that are realistic so that at the end of the day, you are not too pressured to the point that you abandon your goal. Yes, realistic, SMART. Then T is time. You must put a time to your goal. Any goal that does not have a time limit is not a goal. You are just playing. So put a time to it. In the next 5 years, I want to be promoted from assistant secretary to executive secretary. 5 years. You give yourself 5 years. So within the 5 years, all that you're doing is geared towards this promotion that you want. Right? Put a time to it so that you'll be able to run with it. And there's even this acronym, according to the same author. He even went ahead to say, apart from SMART, there's this acronym for SMARTER. So the ER at the end, E stands for evaluated and R stands for review. You should evaluate your goals from time to time, right? What stage am I? How is it going? Then review it. What else can I do? What is working? What is not working? What can be improved upon? So there is an example in this book of how you can set your long-term goals. You put your age. I am currently so years old. My goal is to become this in the next 25 years, or to become this in the next 20 years. My goal is to have this in the next 10 years, and so on. You can also have your personal goals. My goal is to get married in the next 2 years. My goal is to be done having all my children in the next 10 years. My goal is to become the vice chancellor of my university in the next 15 years. And then you are working towards it. One of the things that can stop you or hinder you from achieving your goal will be distractions. We've talked about so many distractions, and we've also talked about the 22 habits, bad behavior, and attitude that stop people from achieving their goals. And one of them is technology, your smartphone, your TV, social media, and all of these things. According to the author, Americans check their phones like 80 times a day. If you look at how many times you are checking your phone, each time your phone beeps, you want to check it. It beeps, you want to check it. It is going to hinder you from achieving your goals. So there are some things that you have to take control of. You really have to take charge. Don't waste your time don't bother yourself on the things that you cannot, take control of. But the things that you can take control of, like the things that we just mentioned, technology, by all means, you have to be in absolute control. Things that will hinder you. Is it your inability to say no to people? You want to help everybody, and so this is hindering you from achieving your goals. You should learn how to say a polite no. In a previous chapter, we talked about saying no to people without offending them. This is one thing that you need to learn. You can say no to people and still be in their good books. Because the reason why people don't say no is because, they still want to be in people's good books. So if you learn to say no politely, in a very calm and kind manner, the person may not even pick offense, right? And there are different ways to say it. You can say, I'm so sorry, I'm busy now. You can say, I would have loved to help you, but would you mind if I help you in 2 weeks' time? If the person is willing to wait and you are genuinely willing to help, fine. Or you may say, I'm so sorry, this is not a good time. I really love to help, but it's not a good time. I wish you would find somebody else that'll be able to help you, Or maybe when things get better for me, I might just be able to offer you some assistance, something like that. Right, so set goals. Set goals. What do you want to achieve between now and December 31st? What do you want to achieve between now and next December 2025? Things like that. Now, let's quickly look at prioritizing. What does it mean to prioritize? It means that whatever you are doing is the best use of your time right now. You may have heard something like misplaced priority. Probably you are buying cars and spending money on all sorts of liabilities when you should be using that money to acquire skills that will bring you more money. It is misplaced priorities. It doesn't mean that it is wrong to buy cars, but it is not the best thing you should be doing at that moment, because you may buy the cars, you cannot sustain the cars, you don't even have money to maintain the cars. So you may want to get your priorities right to say, okay, let me use this money to learn the skill. This skill is going to bring me more money. When I have more money, I can afford as many cars as I want to buy. I can enjoy myself. Or maybe you should be taking care of your children, bonding with them, spending quality time with them. But here you are, hanging out with your friends. It is misplaced priorities, right? Or you should be going to school, but you're gallivanting around town, or you're just doing something out of business, something out of tune, right? Misplaced priorities. So your priorities, you get your priorities right when you're doing the right thing at the right time. You're making the best use of your time for that thing that you are doing. So know the difference between important and must be done versus can be rescheduled or even left undone. There are different ways that you can know what your priorities should be. There are some things that are urgent, some things are not urgent, some things are important, some things are not important. Some things may be important but not urgent. You can do them at a later time. That will be the best time, right? Some things are urgent but they are not important. Some things are important but they are not urgent. Some things are important and they are urgent. They should be done now. things like that. So don't confuse all of this. If it is important, but it can be done in the next 1 month, what is that thing that is urgent and important right now? Do the right thing part time. That is how to prioritize. So that if anything comes along the way that you shouldn't be doing at this time, you will know to reschedule it. You will know to let it go for later. These are the things that waste our time. And at the end of the day, we are like, oh, where did time go? Oh, 2 months have passed. I've not even done anything. It is because you did not get your priorities right. Right. Another approach to prioritizing is the Pareto's 80-20 rule. And this prioritizing tool is a concept that is attributed to the Italian economist Vilfredo Pareto. Back in 1906, he observed that 80% of the people who owned land in Italy, no, 80% of the land that were owned in Italy were owned by 20% of the people. Let me take that again. 80% of land, this was what he observed, 80% of land in Italy were owned by just 20% of the population of Italians. And so as time went on, he decided to apply this to other areas of life. And he observed, or he discovered or suggested that 80% of what you are going to achieve in your life will be based on 20% of your effort. This means that with that little effort of yours, if you get your priorities right, if you set your goals right, you can actually achieve a lot. People think that, oh, it is until they break down and do all of that. No, right? 20% of your effort will give you 80% of your results. And this has to do with consistency. It has to do with how you set goals, how you prioritize, how you say no to things that you should be saying no to. Right? Knowing what to do and focusing on it. If you should go to school, if you have to go to school now. If you have to learn that skill, go and learn it now. If you should be buying assets, go and be buying assets. Don't spend your money on liability. These are the things that will bring you 80% of your results. You see, that means that success is not far-fetched. The reason why so many people don't become successful is that there is something that they are not getting right. Success is not far-fetched if we set goals right and we prioritize right. So the key is to figure out what the 20% is and to apply it. What should I be doing? There is something that you should be doing that will bring you 80% of your results. Right? It could be in your business. What strategies can you apply? Do you need to be getting to your office earlier? Do you need to follow up on your customers more? Do you need to build better relationships with them? Do you need to change the outlook of your shop to make it look more appealing and attractive to potential customers? All of this can be embedded in the 20% of your efforts. And this, if you get it right, if you put all your energy and focus in it, it will bring you 80% of your results. All right. And there is one way to do this, and it has been coined through the acronym ACTION. Action, according to the author. He says A is assess, C is control, T is target, I is innovate, O is organize, and N is now. When you assess, you look all over and see what is working, how are things been going, what are the things you are doing. Assess your situation. What is working, what is not working. And this is the best time. It is December. It is the end of the year. How did 2024 go for you? What worked and what did not work? What do you need to improve upon? C is control. Focus on what you can influence, right? Like your own behavior, your own attitude. Maybe you're a perpetual latecomer, or you have bad people skill. You don't know how to relate with people, and so failure is always looming over you. People that are supposed to bring you favor, that are supposed to stick around with you and be your customers, they've all gone because you don't know how to keep them. These are some of the things you can learn, you can control. There are some things you cannot control, like ill health. If the reason why you're not doing well is because you're sick, you can't control that. You can only pray to God. But the things you can control, like distractions, your cell phone, you can control it. Put it on silence. You don't have to answer that call right now. You don't have to reply that message right now every time your phone beeps. You can control all of that. The next one is target. You are going to very much target a specific assignment. that you are going to finish. Target it, put all your energy into it. More like put all your eggs in one basket. And the next one is innovate. There is always a better way to do something. You cannot keep doing something the same way over and over and expect to get a different result according to somebody, right? So innovate, be creative. How can I do this thing faster? How can I do it better? How can I finish easier? Then organize yourself. How are you organized? Is your life organized, or everything is just in disarray? Is your office, your workspace organized, or your computer? Or is it going to take you one hour to even search for a file? You don't know how to put things in a folder. Or maybe your office, you're looking for a physical file and you scatter everywhere. That alone can demoralize you. It may make you not to realize your goal for that day, because by the time you are done searching, you are tired, you are demoralized, you are not even in the mood to work anymore. So organize your life. It can be as, physical organization, like I've said. If your workspace is organized, it motivates you. If your life is organized, you're not just allowing everybody to come into your life. Be organized. It will help you. Then the next one is now. Now is the time. Not tomorrow, not later, now. Even if you don't finish it, start. You want to write a book, start by writing the table of contents, or go to the back, start by writing your biography, Start by writing it. Just start from somewhere. All right. We've come to the end of chapter 7, which is titled Taking Control, Goal Setting and Prioritizing. I hope that you found this video useful. I hope that you're going to take action. You're going to start setting goals the right way, and you're going to start prioritizing. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to like this video. Share your comments with me in the comment section below. And please subscribe to this channel in case you're yet to subscribe. I remain Olaide Agbaje, also known as First Lady. And on this channel, I inspire you to live intentionally. I'll come your way again tomorrow by God's grace. And we're going to be looking at the next chapter, chapter 8, which is to-do lists that work. I'm treating this book, in case you don't know, How to Finish Everything You Start by John Yaga. I'll see you tomorrow by God's grace. Until then, be intentional. In case you are new here, we meet at 9:30 West African time, Monday to Saturday, where we review books. This is the book we are currently reviewing. When we're done with this, we'll pick another one. Take care. Bye-bye.